Good evening. I'd like to call this Tuesday, July 5th, 2016 meeting of Middletown City Council to order. If you please stand and join me in a moment of meditation and the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Cake, would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Bronston.
Here.
Mr. Bohannon.
Here.
Mr. Moon.
Here.
Mr. Picard.
Here.
Mayor Mulligan.
Here. All right, our first order of business this evening is a public hearing regarding the 2017 tax budget for the Midpoint Library System. And I understand Ms. Deborah Preston is going to be presenting, or is that the what Travis is going to? But good evening.
Good evening. I'm Deborah Preston with the Midpoint Library System, and I am joined by Travis Bouts, our library director. And we're here today to discuss the 2017 revenue budget. But before I do, since we're here, I wanted to have Travis give you an overview of what's happened since the last time we were here.
Great.
I'll be brief, I promise. Just 4 quick updates. We're very excited about 2 building projects that we have coming to completion sometime this summer. The first is our Monroe location. It's a mini branch that will be in partnership with Mount Pleasant Retirement Community. It'll be approximately a 2,000 square foot building. We're hoping to open that later this month, maybe in a couple weeks. The second project is much bigger. We're moving from the small 1,800 square foot building to a 10,000 square foot building in Trenton. And the current location will close Saturday and we'll begin the move. So as soon as we can finish the move, we'll open that location. We're very excited about both projects. Here at Middletown specifically, we've partnered with a couple community groups to try and further our services, one being the U.S. Department of Agriculture and their summer lunch programs. We're offering lunches to kids every day of the week, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. It's free to all kids. And also we're partnering with Middletown City Schools, particularly Mayfield Elementary, in their kindergarten readiness outreach, where they're going out to parks with what they're calling a midi-mobile, and we're helping with that, doing story times and other early literacy initiatives. And at all locations, we have our summer reading club programs, which has at least 8,000 children on average. We're pushing for 10,000 this year. This year's theme is sports and health, and that's for all ages at all locations. So still time to participate in that. It runs through the end of this month. So I just want to say thanks to everybody for supporting the library and all the services that we provide. I'll turn it back over to Deborah to talk about budget.
Thank you, Mr. Bouts.
Thank you. Now, in your packet, you have the 2017 paperwork, which outlines both our revenues and our projected expenditures for 2017. And by way of review, the City of Middletown Council is the taxing authority for the Midpoint Library System. So I'm bringing this budget here for your review and consideration. And then after that passes through your fingerprints, then it will be passed along to the Butler County Auditor for their approval. The 2017 revenues have us receiving $8,199,200 and expenditures of $8,636,000. And part of these expenditures will be for additional programming, expanding our outreach services to homebound folks, as well as a new bookmobile, all in a coordinated effort to take more of our library services to folks who otherwise couldn't get to our buildings. Everything was pretty well synced up, both on the front of it with a synopsis and then more in detail that followed. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Otherwise, if you don't, I would ask for the council to pass it later on in the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Does the council have any questions for Ms. Preston or for Mr. Bowers? Okay, all right. Well, thank you. Appreciate you coming down for the updates this evening.
Thank you very much.
Since this is a public hearing, I'll open the public hearing for comments. If anyone would like to speak in opposition to the proposed 2017 budget for the Midpoint Library System, I invite you to come down to the podium. Anyone to speak in opposition to? Is there anyone to speak in favor of the proposed 2017 tax budget for the Midpoint Library System? Want to speak in favor of? All right, hearing none, I'll declare the public hearing closed, and we'll move on with the rest of our agenda. I have a couple comment cards this evening. First, I'd like to invite Mr. Lawrence Clark down to the podium. Good evening. If we get your name and address for the record, please.
My name's Lawrence Clark. I live at 1609 North Brill Boulevard, and that's the reason I'm here today, is to talk about the traffic situation.
Okay.
I'm having a lot of issues with speeders and drag racing, and they're leaving north from camp, or from the high school there, and headed towards north. And they drag race and they speed, and I've turned it in 3 or 4 times to Middletown Police, and nobody, I'm assured when I talk to somebody that something will be done, and I've never seen a cruiser out there. And the last person I talked to, they said they lived on Gage Drive, and they hear the speeding all the time. They hear the drag racing, but nothing's done. So I'm here pleading to get something done.
Okay. Well, thank you for bringing this to our attention. We'll have the city manager look into it and
Thank you very
see what we
much.
can do. So thank you. Next card I have this evening is from Mr. Edward Hill. Good evening. If we get your name and address for the record,
Evening.
please.
My name is Edward Hill. I reside at 4929 Trenton Franklin Road, and I'm here on behalf of the William B. Pollard Lodge number 456, and I'm known as the exalted ruler, the person that you really need to talk to. Okay, my complaint is about I got 2 reports here, one from the Middletown Division of Police and one from the Division of Fire. The first one I got from the police, the whole front page has nothing to do with us. Second page, it says it was discovered that a person that was shot on 8th Avenue prior to today's inspection did get shot on 8th Avenue and did flee to the Elks where his mother worked so he could seek treatment. That was true. But the damage was done. When the shooting happened that night, I was sitting at the bar myself, and my wife called me and asked me who's shooting up there. I said, well, how you know something about some shooting? No. She said, it's on TV. So this is what happened. You block off from the barber shop, you block the Elks completely off, then you run over to the house where it occurred, then you did another block, 2 more, and you had your lights set up on the other end. Why was the Elks parking lot blocked off? Now, there was a shooting. Same day that shooting took place, there was a shooting on 6th Avenue, drive-by. Heard nothing about it. 2 cars got shot up. Haven't heard anything about it yet. Okay? Now, to this report, this inspection. The task force came into our establishment on June the 23rd after 9 p.m. It was too many to count, really. They had liquor control. I think you probably have knowledge of this. This is my problem. I talked to them after they inspected every bar on the bottom. They wanted to know where we got our liquor at, how much we spent, and our receipts. Now, we got no feedback on that period. And you know why? Because they didn't find anything wrong. Now, the fire inspector, he talked to me. He said, Mr. Hill, don't worry. I'll have this stuff to you Monday morning, all typed up, and you can start on it. We got this stuff June the 27th. He tried to deliver it that morning at 11 a.m. because we got him on film. He came back that evening with 2 policemen to deliver this. Now, immediately, 27, they've already canceled our parade because of this, which we was not aware of. Now, they want to shut us down, giving us what is immediate. You know, you couldn't get it to me in 3 weeks. You want me to fix everything that you done found. And who fire department have inspections at 9 o'clock at night, building inspections, and then come back up at 11 to give you the report, knowing we're closed? Makes no sense. That's my 3 minutes up here.
Just about, yes. So,
Okay, well, they got 32 incidents here. 32. Anything from an extension cord being used or to a booth that we used to do the lottery in to tear all this stuff down. Now, we're working on it. We're not sitting still. But
Where is the fairness in this situation? Where is it? You show me. I got these things. You probably already seen them. You should have. A lot of people of high places' name are on these documents. And this last one from the police. Dwayne McKnight advised me that they called numerous security companies and none other security companies would take their job. Dwayne McKnight is no such person in my building. I talked to Mr. Cunningham, and I told him that. And Mr. Cunningham want us to give him a plan. We have had security. This will be their 3rd week of work there. Matter of fact, the last incident that happened on it was down the street. One car went down the street, the other 2 parked in our driveway. Our moonlight security was working that night. So we won't get blamed for that being at the Elks, I'm pretty sure. And as far as him talking to this fellow and saying these things that he's saying, I have no knowledge of it. I've talked to this man, and we're working together good for 2 weeks now. Like I said, the 3rd week is coming up. So the fictitious reports that the public is getting, we can't undo it. But golly, you want us to clean up the building. Has nothing to do with the parking lot. And that's where our security is. We have 2 policemen, retired policemen, that are, I don't see any complaints from Mr. Cunningham, except that he's saying that we're not working with those people outside. Now, those people outside haven't said that. So where does he get it from?
Okay.
I'm through.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing that to our attention. I have not seen those reports, but we'll have the city manager look into that and get an update. So, all right. With that, we can move on to our the rest of our agenda. Mr. Atkins, our city manager reports.
Yes, Your Honor. Got 5 items this evening. It shouldn't take too long to get through. We always try to recognize when good people are doing good things in the community, and at this time I'd like to ask Officer Robin Rollins to come forward, who's running Safety Town for the city this year, and talk about Girl Scout Troop number 44888 and their contribution to the Safety Town program.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Just a brief overview of Safety Town. This is our 39th year of Safety Town. It is a free program for kindergarten age kids, the kids that are going into kindergarten, to learn different aspects of safety, from fire, pedestrian, school bus. I added in gun safety this year. It is sponsored, or we get sponsors to donate, and also Safety Council runs the background and gets all the kids signed up for the program, does all the behind-the-scenes work, and we're very appreciative of all that. Last, probably fall, I was contacted by the Girl Scout Troop 44888 asking if if Safety Town needed anything. Well, the little white cars that we have were donated to us in 1991. They're very small, and some of our kids are getting bigger at 5 and 6 years old. So we needed some red cars, and we had 4 red cars. But sometimes we'd have 5 or 6 kids that needed the bigger car. So I said, well, we need probably a red car. They're like little 4-wheeler cars. I don't know if we have the pictures of those. That's an overview of Safety Town. And there's the red cars right there. The bigger, taller kids can sit in those. I said, well, we would probably need a couple red cars. And she said, well, we'll try and get you a red car. They're going to work on a project. They did their project, these young ladies right here. And at the end of the project, they had got enough money to buy us 4 red cars, over $1,000 worth of cars. And then I don't know if you've seen the little baseball cards, like with the policeman on it, and they sponsored me on that I give out at Safety Town too. So all these young ladies did a wonderful job, and I'll ask the troop leader to come up and
Let's invite the girls down to maybe get a picture and get on camera. So
great. In addition to them getting us the red cars, some of the girls are also volunteering their time helping me out at Safety Town. So we appreciate that also. And the Girl Scout leader.
Would the ladies like to introduce the scouts we have here?
My name is Jennifer Stone. I'm the troop leader. And these are fifth grade girls. They earned the Bronze Award, which is the highest they can earn at their level to do that. And this is Rachel Likens, Amberly Quine, Emily Blavins, Audrey Barnes, Cindy Carroll, and Jocelyn Wright. And we also had two other girls who earned it that weren't able to come tonight. Louise and Ed, Sato Rosario, and Katie Ryan.
Well, great. Well, thanks for your great work. So, Nadine, make sure you smile for Nadine. Let's get lined up for the photo here. Can everybody see Nadine back in the back there? Everybody set? And, we got another camera over there. Yeah, there we go. All right, nobody hiding in back. So, great. Well, girls, thanks for your great work and donation to Safety Town. That's a great feature we have here in town, and the new cars look pretty spiffy. I bet you maybe the mayor could get on one of those sometime maybe and see what's going on. But no, Safety Town's a great asset to the community, and certainly appreciate your support of that and everything you guys do in the community, and it's certainly a great community service. So thanks for coming down tonight.
Thank you.
Great job, girls.
Good job, ladies.
Move me along. Good. Your Honor, second thing this evening is at one of the last couple meetings you passed the TURC process, the Tax Incentive Review Committee findings for this year based on the enterprise zones, TIFs, and other things from last year. I wanted to go into that just for a couple minutes and for the public's viewpoint to understand what it is that we go through. As you're aware, economic development incentives are used in almost every community nationwide. Their purpose is to give the community a competitive advantage when competing to attract new business, encourage growth in existing business, and to retain business at times to improve the economic well-being of our residents, businesses, and the neighborhoods throughout the community. The Tax Incentive Review Committee oversees the incentives that we use, which include the enterprise zone agreements, Community Reinvestment Act area, and the tax increment financing districts to make sure that the companies who receive financial incentives are following through with their commitments. We currently have 10 enterprise zone agreements in effect. The companies that participated in the enterprise zone program in 2015 successfully created 523 new jobs, retained 421 jobs, which equates to about $21,800,000 in payroll that was generated through economic development incentives. So I wanted to go through just quickly the local companies that are involved in those right now and how they're performing. The first one's Acres Packaging. They were given a 75% 10-year abatement. They have invested $27.4 million in their facility, committed to 150 jobs. They've actually added 173 jobs under their program. Pac National, also 75% 10-year abatement. They've invested just under $37 million in their property, promising 207 jobs. They have currently produced 360 jobs. Middletown Coke, a 50% 10-year abatement. They've had almost $418 million invested in the community, promising 75 jobs. They've actually created 91 jobs. Pilot Chemical, 65% 10-year abatement, $21 million invested. They have retained 54 jobs and added 15 new jobs. That was their commitment, and they are at 53 jobs right now. Go ahead, please. Quaker Chemical, 75% 10-year abatement. They've invested $20 million in their facility in Middletown, promising 77 jobs. They have actually created 78 jobs. Steam Systems, a 75% 10-year abatement, $350,000 invested. They promised 21 jobs. They've created 24 jobs. Ventilex has changed their commitment. We've worked out a new deal with them. They're at a 40% 10-year abatement, $418 million invested. They now have committed to 5 jobs and have created 5 jobs. Go ahead. NTE, which is under construction over on Cincinnati-Dayton Road, 75% 10-year abatement, $475 million. By the time that's done, it'll probably be up over $600 million. Excuse me.
911. 911.
Oh.
I don't have my phone.
Okay.
Governor, do you want to recess the meeting for a couple minutes?
Yeah,
and
maybe
we'll
we
go
should
off?
take a brief recess here and continue afterwards, so, once we think settled, so, okay.